Hey, what is up guys, it's Dark here, and we're on PS again. And this time it's actually going to be something a bit different. This is going to be the first episode of the Road to Top 10 that I will be doing for OU, and I plan to do this for every single tier, barring VGC, since it's not one of my strongest tiers, I'm not going to lie, and not one of my most enjoyable tiers. Yeah, I don't really like the format too much, but I do play it. It's just not one of my favourites, and it can be somewhat enjoyable, but I'll stop rambling about that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this for every tier, like I said, basically just to help me out, help me with my knowledge of the tiers, and just for a bit of fun really, to be honest. So yeah, where I am at the moment, I'm using my, like, the OG account. So the win-loss isn't great, the GXE isn't great, but where I am at the moment is, I think, around the 300 mark. Yeah, so I'm 312 with 1718. So I'm planning to be getting all the way up to 1953 at the moment, what it is. That's a lot to ask. This is definitely going to be taking quite a while for me, if I even get there. I mean, I'm not even expecting to get up there, to be honest, but it's honestly just to help me get a bit better at the tier, help my knowledge a bit more, and just for a bit of fun, and just something to upload, you know. So let's get into the first battle with this team made around a Mega Medicham. I can't even speak at the moment, and he's using triple dogs. That's interesting. Medicham kind of destroys this team. So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm going to be gonna have in the back of my mind. Right, leads. I don't really want him getting up rocks, so the play to prevent that from happening would be to lead off with my choice specs Latios, which would then bait out Chansey, and I would want to switch out anyway just in case he was scarfed and did go for the knockoff or the U-turn, so that's what I'm going to do. Chansey, I mean Blissey. I'm just so used to seeing Chansey in OU. But he doesn't have any other rocker, so I'm kind of expecting this to be it. And because of that, I'm expecting him to go out to his Blissey, which I'm actually going to trick. I'd be very surprised if this was scarfed, since apart from this he has literally no other rocker, as he stays in and takes some choice specs. So he sets up his stealth rocks anyway, but he would have died from Draco there, so I don't really agree with doing that. I'm pretty free to spin these away, like, instantly. As he's going to go out to his Blissey, fine by me, I can just spin them away straight away. Best he can do is seismic toss, as he does. And I'm expecting him to go out to Landorus here. He might even stay in. I might just get Iron Head for damage. Yeah, so if he does lock himself into EQ, that would be good for me. Although I don't really have a middle ground switch. I kind of want a double Iron Head predicting the switch, or predicting a U-turn, but then he'd go into Suicune and start saving up, so that's not great for me. I mean, Latios can definitely live a U-turn, and then that would force out the Medicham, which I could switch into my... no, that would force out the Blissey, sorry, which I could then switch out to my Medicham on. But I don't know, I wouldn't want to straight switch out to it because I don't really want to getting toxic or T-waved. So I'd probably go out to T-tar. So I think that's what I'm going to do. He does go for U-turn. Yeah, even double Iron Head there, predicting that wouldn't have been a great play since he would have been able to send out his Suicune on that. He ends up going to Raikou. I'm okay with this. I'm expecting a HP Ice here, in all honesty. But either way, I'm just going out to my T-tar. He actually goes for Shadow Ball. Interesting. What is this baiting out? I kind of want to catch this Landorus with an Ice Punch. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, getting up with rocks is good, but it doesn't really hurt his team too much, apart from Entei. And I do have this for Entei, so I'm not too worried about that. And seeing Shadow Ball, I'm not expecting him to have Aura Sphere. And getting rid of this Landorus early on would be really good for me. Because he actually ends up going to Suicune, making the better play. It's fine by me, I do have a belly drum Azu in the back, so if this thing does want to start standing up on me, I'm fine with that. And I can also just go for stone edges. I mean, it won't be doing too much, but damage is damage. Plus, if he doesn't burn me here, which he does, unfortunately, it would have put him in the range of a Medichamp's high jump kick. So that kind of sucks. As he sets up again, not sure if I agree with that, because now I believe he's in range of high jump kick. Apart from the fact that the sand went. I'm going to set my Latios here. He just goes for another Calm Mind, fine by me. I'm just go for a Side Shock. As he is able to take me out with a Skull, and I believe a high jump kick kills from here. I mean, it's a Mega Medicham and it's adamant, so it kills a majority of things. So I'm just going to go for that. He lives with 1%, that's really surprising. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the burn. I'm just going to go for a Psycho Cut here. And that was just to ensure that Venusaur didn't switch out on me, which I was really doubting, but I mean, it's possible. Yeah, Landorus isn't a switch-in friend. Unless he's running speed, then he dies from an Ice Punch. Yeah. His better play there would have been going out to Raikou or Entei. Entei for the extreme speed, and Raikou for the Volt Switch or wherever he would have wanted to go for. The fact that he didn't go out to Entei and go for extreme speed kind of leads me to think that he's banded, because he wouldn't want to lock himself into that. So this could be banded Entei, as he now does go out to Raikou. I'm just going to sack my T-Tar here to get up the sand. And let's see what he goes out to. As he goes out to Venusaur. I'm fine with this because I pretty much get a kill Psycho Cut. I mean, nothing on his team wants to take this. Like, everything dies. As I'm actually able to get rid of this Venusaur, that's really good for me, since Medicham was the only thing left that really dealt with that well. So that is really nice for me. It's looking like I'll be able to sweep on my Scarf Chomp or Drill. But I do want to keep this Medicham around just in case that is a Bold Blissey. Because I'm not 100% how much it does, and I don't really want to risk it. So I'm going to go out to Drill here. It can live any one hit, and I don't really want my Garchomp taking the HP Ice if he does go for it. As I can just fire off an EQ here and get another kill. Blissey is not taking this. Yeah, that done way too much. And I've still got, I think this is my last turn of Sand Rush. So Extra Drill is going to be useless after this, so I'm just going to sack it off here to whatever wants to come in. As he goes out to Raikou, and I'm pretty much sure that I seal the game up with Scarf Chomp, as I can just double EQ and that should be game. Give him a GG, unless he's Air Balloon Raikou, which I really doubt. I'm pretty sure he's banded. Yeah, that's banded. Jesus, I've done so much. But give him a GG. So that was a decent battle for the first one. That puts me at 1735, and we'll find the next one. It's against I Bleed Purple. Okay, leads. I'm expecting Lando again. He has two potential rockers, being Bisharp and Landorus. But I literally never see Bisharp as a rocker, so I'm expecting him to lead off with his Landorus. Because of that, I'm going to lead off with my Latios. It also then, if I did want to lead with my T-Tar, puts pressure on that, so I was definitely expecting this lead. Landorus can take any one hit from a normal Garchomp. Yep, definitely a Garchomp that I got out here. From a normal Latios, but I am Choice Spect, so I'm half expecting him to stay in, and if he does want to go out to Aegislash, Draco will do a really decent amount, and also I don't believe the Pursuit kills me unless he's max attack, so I'm just going to go straight for a Draco. But he goes out to Conkeldurr. That's a strange switch. I believe a second Draco kills. I kind of want to just calc it real quick, so I'm just going to pause here. So if this is the common Conkelder spread, then it does do 36% min. I'm not too keen on killing this thing, like straight up, because it gives him a free switch into his Aegislash, which he can then potentially SD up. And it will kind of force me to go straight into T-Tar, which could just take a Sacred Sword and pretty much die. But I feel like going out to Garchomp would be best there, even though it can't kill it one hit, which is kind of annoying. But I'm just going to Draco again. Unfortunately I miss, as he's able to not take me out because it doesn't kill, so I'm expecting a Muck Punch here. And because of that I'm actually going to go up to my Medicham. By doing so I'm hoping to potentially lure out his Aegislash, because by doing that I'll be able to... Oh no, I don't have Fire Punch on this. For a second I thought I had Fire Punch on this set, but I guess I don't. I'm just going to go for a sub. As he goes up to Landorus, interesting. I will be able to fire off an Ice Punch here if he does stay in, and that will do a hell of a lot. But I am expecting him to go up to Aegislash here, since Ice Punch is kind of common on Medicham, and staying in would be a really big misplay. If he is... It would be cool to see if he is Scarfed or not as well here. But if he was Scarfed, then I would have expected him to U-turn the first turn, so I don't think he is. So I'm fairly sure I do outspeed here. It does look like it's more bulky set. More likely. But I'll just pause until he wants to make a move. So he actually ended up staying in, and I got an unfortunate crit. I mean, sorry not sorry, hacks is a thing in the game, but it does suck for him. So he won't be able to get his rocks off this game, which is really good for me since I'm not forced to spin with Excadrill. And Excadrill can actually put in a lot of work to this team late game if I do get rid of Conkelder. But he does go out to Aegislash here. I mean, Medicham carries Fire Punch, so I'm not expecting him to want to stay in and to start sending up on me. If he does, that could potentially be problematic, but I kind of want to just go for a Psycho Cut to put this thing in range of my Garchomp. So that is what I'm going to do, get out of my face. Nope. Damn software updates. But I haven't put the timer on this man yet, what am I doing? But it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do here. I just don't really think he'd want to risk me going for Fire Punch. He could always be the weakness policy set, which would be problematic for me. But I'm just going to pause again until he wants to make a move. So he actually ends up going straight for the Shadow Ball, and I get a crit with Psycho Cut, which is really good for me. I'm kind of haxing out this match. So yeah, sorry about that, buddy, but I'm expecting a King Shield here, in all honesty, so I'm going to go out to my Garchomp. This does mean I'll be able to take him out of an EQ, and his only switch in is Talonflame, which isn't really a switch in. So I'm just going to go straight for EQ. As he goes out to Conkelder's Death Fodder, that was a fine play, although now my Excadrill kind of goes ham, so I would have personally kept that around just for the Muck Punch support. As he goes out to Gardevoir, that's kind of questionable in my opinion. Kind of tempted to go out to T-Tar, but I think sacking Latios is my better play here, since it doesn't really do too much to the rest of his team. So yeah, sacking this is definitely my better play. As now I can go out to my T-Tar, and I don't see a defogger, so I'm going to set up my rocks. I'm expecting him to stay in. As he actually misses, which that kind of sucks. I mean, I'm focus sashed, so now I get to fire off a free Stone Edge, which kind of sucks for him, as he actually goes for the sub. Interesting. Sub Gardevoir, that's kind of scary. I'm going to go for EQ just so I don't miss my Stone Edge, as he does, yeah. He does miss again, so that's kind of unfortunate. He does forfeit, so that's going to be another game in my favour, as I'll just pause until the time runs out. Don't really want to keep you guys around just staring at the timer, so in a bit. So he didn't end up coming back, and I'm not going to complain. That's 3 points for me. Puts me up to 1751. I'm not sure how much closer that is to around, I want to say like top 200. 1751 is just here, so 179th for the moment with 1751, and I'm going to find one or two more. I think I'm just going to get into the next one now. And we'll see who our opponent is. See if we can find someone higher up on the ladder, get some points. As I'm just going to pause until we find someone. As I've found a match against Label 5. This guy sounds kind of familiar. It might be someone a bit higher up. I'm just going to check his ranking, see how many points he'll be able to get if I do win. He's actually 687, so not too high. I don't want to lead with. Again, his only rocker is Landorus, so I'm expecting him to lead with that. As he actually leads with main electric, this is really good for me. His main electric can't do anything to me. I'm expecting a hard switch into either Scissor or Aegislash, so I'm going to go for a HP Fire. As he does go straight out to Aegislash, he should be able to two-hit KO, and it doesn't. That's kind of annoying. I do believe that Garchomp can take any one hit though. But I kind of want to go into T-Tar because I don't really want my Garchomp taking too much damage early on. And I do pack the EQ on my T-Tar, so he might even be a Pursuit variant, which would kind of suck. Yeah, I'm going to go into T-Tar. He might Sacred Sword here, but I'm not too worried. I doubt he'd want to risk dying from the HP Fire. But it's nice to see he's not a weakness policy variant. I was kind of hoping Scissor would come out there, but Aegislash was the better play. As he does just go for Shadow Ball, maybe to eat that up. And I'm going to get up my rocks here on a predicted King Shield. I really doubt that he'd want to risk me going for. He actually does. So that was a really good play on his part, as he's able to get rid of my T-Tar and further my sand support. That's what I wanted to do here. I kind of want to go into Azumarill and Belly Drum. But then again, I kind of want to go straight for the Waterfall, predicting him to predict my King Belly Drum. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play around the mind games here. I don't really want to go up to Garchomp or Excadrill because it kind of forces in Landorus and then I get absolutely nowhere with it. So I'm going to go straight for the Waterfall here. I doubt he's going to risk me setting up a Belly Drum. As he actually goes for King Shield, that's surprising. I don't really agree with that at all. So I was really tempted to go for the Belly Drum there. So this is kind of annoying. What am I going to do? I mean, the game plan is to sweep them with Belly Drum Azumarill. I just need to get the Belly Drum off at some point, because if I do get it off, I don't believe Keldeo plus Latias will be able to take me out. Maybe though, maybe. But I will definitely be able to dent this team a lot. But he's going for a Shadow Ball here, there's no doubt. It's just kind of annoying that he did go for the King Shield there. I really was not expecting him to, but I kind of have to switch out to my Garchomp to take this Shadow Ball. So this puts me in a really tough spot because he's now going to King Shield and I'm going to be locked into EQ, and then he just goes out for Landorus, so I don't really know what I want to do here. What I should have done instead was trick the first turn, expecting either the Scizor or the Aegislash. That would have probably been better for me, since this Aegislash is a bit of a threat to my team now that my Tyranitar is gone. I need to get rid of this Landorus, so that's going to be my main aim at the moment. I'm just going to go straight for EQ here though. I don't want to mess around with the Aegislash for it. He does have a solid switch in Landorus, but I don't feel like predicting that. I mean, I could always go up to my Medicham and start denting his team, which I kind of wanted to do, but I didn't want to risk him staying in. And plus I am on a balloon, so I will be able to get some nice damage off on this Landorus. I was expecting him to U-turn, to be honest. He's either going to U-turn or Stone Edge now. Should be able to hopefully get some flinches off. That would be very good for me. But I'm in a bit of a bad situation here at the moment. He's actually Rocky Helmet with knockoff. That's an interesting set, to say the least. But my extra duel's kind of useless anyway at the moment. I've got Garchomp plus Latios with HP Fire to take on his Aegislash. So I kind of just want to try and flinch this thing, to be honest. Get it down to the point where I can knock it out with a -1 Garchomp. Since that is most likely what it's going to come to. As I'll just pause until he makes his move. Oh, maybe not. As he stays in. And I don't get a flinch once again. Taking more damage, I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's definitely going to be able to keep setting up rocks on my predicted rapid spin. But rocks don't really hurt the rest of my team, to be honest. And I don't really want to go down from rapid spin damage and him get up rocks anyway, so I'm just going to go for another Iron Head. As he might also switch out to his Aegislash here and then Shadow Sneak. I kind of want to predict him to do that. I mean, his Landorus is down... Maybe not then. So I do get the flinch, luckily for me. As he has no reason not to rock here. As he switches up to his Aegislash now. Yeah, I kind of want to predict that. I wanted to predict that last turn to stop me from spinning. But that damage, I'm pretty sure, puts it in range of Garchomp's EQ. And there's no point in me preserving my extra because it dies. It basically dies to rocks. So I am in a bit of a bad situation here. I'm tempted to go out to his Azu and belly drum up. That would be a really aggressive play, but it's kind of only play that I can make. If I go out to Garchomp, he's going to King Shield. I'm going to be locked into EQ unless I want to predict that and go for Outrage, which would be bad for me because I'm going to be at -2. So I won't be getting anywhere with that. One thing I could do is go out to Latios, predict him to go for King Shield and trick him Choice Specs. Oh yeah, I really want to do that actually. That sounds really tempting. Choice Specs could come in useful though, since he doesn't really have a switch in for a Draco, barring Aegislash. I'm going to go out to Azu. But the belly drum now seems super obvious. So I kind of want a waterfall again. Yeah, the fact that I went into it again is definitely going to have him thinking that I'm going to belly drum, so I'm going to go for... What are these plays? What are these plays? Can someone please tell me what the fuck these plays are? Why is he risking this? I'm pretty sure I died to a Shadow Ball, but I'm kind of annoyed at the moment. I can't win this match because this guy's making retarded plays. I'm just going to get it out. That's just annoying. Over anything. Why would you risk that? Nothing. You have nothing on your team for a fucking belly drum Azuma roll. Damn these players, man. These good players. Oh, I actually know this guy. I'm pretty sure. I think he's quite high up. Just want to check. He's actually 1761, so decent, definitely decent. I want to lead with. Again, I'm expecting Landorus lead, and Latios pretty much deals with anything on his team, barring X-Drill. Yeah, definitely X-Drill. Scizor is what I mean to say. I don't think he'll let his Diggsby die turn 1, so I kind of want to go for a HP Fire. Predicting the Scizor. So one thing I don't like about Specs, if I was Life Orb right now, I'd be able to deal with the Scizor no matter what I chose. Yeah, I'm going to HP Fire. So he's Scarfed, good to know. The only one thing he would switch out into here is either Rotom or Scizor. But I am able to get rid of that Scizor first turn, which is really nice, and I'm able to see that Diggsby is Scarfed. So that's two very good bits of information early on in the match. As he is going to U-turn again here. most likely. Either that'll go for the return, which I really doubt he will, as my Tyranitar can then come in on it and set up rocks. So I'm expecting him to U-turn here. It's just his best play since he can kill my Latios and both get momentum if I do switch out, which I did. There goes, it's Rotom here. I outspeed this, but I don't want to stay in and take a Will-O-Wisp. But nothing else on my team wants to stay in and get a Will-O-Wisp. Latios will die. I kind of want to just go straight for a Play Rough, but then I don't have too much for Suicune on my team, because I definitely outspeed this. I could also set up a Belly Drum, because Will-O-Wisp was definitely his best play in case I go out of Garchomp. So I kind of want to set up a Belly Drum, that way I'll be at +4, and then I can fire off a Play Rough and definitely do some work. So that is what I'm going to do. Since I am running Jolly on this, I will be able to outspeed any non-bulky version of Rotom. As he actually goes for Hydro, predicting what? What would I have switched in? Tita on a Will-O-Wisp? No. That looks like Specs. Jesus. Jesus, that did way too much. I don't know, it could be Scarf, I'm not too sure. I'm not really sure if he'd run Scarf Diggersby with Rotom. He goes up to Talonflame here, fine by me, as he's just going to Brave Bird here. He kind of has to. No, he could also U-turn, but then if he U-turned I could Aqua Jet and he would die. So I have no reason to just go ahead and sack this. I'm going to go into T-Tar, as he does go for the Brave Bird. I'm expecting Landorus to come out here, since that would allow him to get off his rocks. I'm not really sure if we go into Suicune just yet, so I'm going to Ice Punch. Yeah, as I am able to catch this Landorus. I can't even speak. Catch this Landorus with an Ice Punch, so that's really good for me. I'm expecting rocks here, but I don't really want to take an EQ in my T-Tar since it does deal with his Talonflame quite well. So I'm going to go out to my Latios here on the off chance he goes for EQ. And she actually does, and that's good for me since I can just fire off a Draco on something before I go out. Barring I miss, which I've been missing a lot of Dracos today, so that's a possibility. Definitely something that could happen. But I'm able to get rid of this Landorus, which is good for me, as I'm going to be able to... Well, I'm going to go down to the sand this time. Alright, what should I go out to? What deals with everything on this team? I'm expecting Diggersby, so I'm going to go out to my Sandrush. Oh, he actually goes to Talonflame. That's good for me as well, since I am Sandrush. I will be able to Rock Slide this thing. The best he can do to me is go for Brave Bird. I've out-switched out to his own Diggersby, but that wouldn't really get him far. He actually goes for Flare Blitz, I'm guessing, and just straight up dies. So, good for me. Of course. If he does bring in Suicune here, I'm gonna stay in an EQ, because I just want to bring it to the point where Medicham's High Jump Kick will kill it. And I don't really need Exegil for too much. Hopefully he doesn't get the burn here, as he doesn't, which is good for me, since I will be able to get this thing down to around 56%. As he actually sets up a Calm Mind. I'm guessing he's going to rest this turn. Yeah, he has to rest this turn. But I have no reason to predict that. I could actually go for Iron Head Finches, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that guy. All I need to do is bring him in range of Medicham's High Jump Kick, so all his setting up here is kind of futile. That's not in range of Medicham's High Jump Kick. But 2 will kill even if I get burned, so I'm going to go out to it anyway. I'm actually tempted to set up a sub, but if he does get Scold, then it will be stalling out one of his turns of Sleep Talk, so I don't really want to do that. As he does get Calm Mind, so that's good for me. I can just go for Psycho Cut this turn, and that should be game since my Scarf Chomp can wrap up. And his Diggersby won't be able to kill it with any one hit, and I do outspeed. So luckily for me, I am going to be able to get my points back. I should be getting more since the last person I beat was quite low. I know that doesn't make sense, what I just said, but Medicham's actually able to live that, which is kind of surprising. But I am going to be put back up to 1750, so that's good for me. As what's the time on? Already got 29 minutes, so I think we're going to end off here. So that's going to be the first session. I didn't get too far ahead. went 2-1 or 3-1. I'm not too sure. I think I might have gone 3-1. But anyway, that is going to be the session. Got up to 188, so definitely climbing from the 300 spot. So if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all that good jazz, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching.